How you guys doing?
Clayton, do you believe in the concept, or do you have a captain on the defense? Maybe not just somebody who makes the calls on the field, but a guy say, that's the guy I need to lead these guys?
Well, we have some guys who we haven't really particularly named the captain. We have some guys who's been in our defense who understands the ins and outs and the details. We have, up front, you got the Zach Pickens, and actually Jordan Birch understands the call stretch. Jordan Strawn does as well. Not particularly right now. At linebacker, you got Brad, who's pretty much understands everything, and you have RJ on the back end.
And where does Cam Smith kind of fit in among that group, not only to be a leader, but saying like that may be the most quote-unquote talented, pro-ready guy?
Yep.
How does he fit in?
He fit in. Obviously, he definitely fits in on the defense. But he is, when it comes to leadership and being a captain, he's one of our smartest football players in regards of, on the field, meaning he understands the details. He understands what we're trying to stop. He understands the strengths and weaknesses of all calls. Really good, really smart player. But so we have, it's more, I don't want to say by committee right now, but we're definitely, that's what it feels like right now. Yep.
The depth chart that was released earlier this week had Mo as a starter in the middle. What has him at the top? What have you seen from him these last 3-4 weeks that's got him right there?
So Mo Kaba is one of those football players who's I think was born to play football. Just his mentality, his intensity that he brings to practice. I think that the way he practices, the way he plays, and just his physicality, his skill set makes him a really good linebacker.
Kind of sticking with Mo, but just you mentioned his skill set. What about his skill set and what he's able to do on the field really translates to what you're asking him to do in your scheme? Well,
the main thing with him is just his physical makeup. I mean, he's 6'2", 240 right now, and he runs very well. And I mean, he has some things that he wants to work on too, as far as of just getting off blocks and diagnosing plays and reading, reacting versus being reactive on plays. But I think right now he's working on it. His skill set to me is he can run, he can hit, he has range. He also can play inside.
Going back to Cam, does he have the right mixture of temperament, confidence, maybe a little ego, and some nasty in him that makes him successful back there?
Absolutely. He's definitely the kind of defensive back and football player that every coach wished they had on their team in regards of the entire makeup of a legitimate cover corner that can cover most guys in the country. Yes, he does. He definitely does, without a doubt.
We saw in the depth chart that Alex Huntley won that second starting defensive tackle spot alongside Pickens. How did he kind of emerge from a pretty crowded group there to win that job?
Y'all really love the depth chart for real. Y'all really, really do. I think Coach Beamer, we talked about it probably for 30 seconds, but it's one of those things where you can see a guy emerging, who guys coming on, how confident they're playing, the plays they make throughout training camp, and just their durability and their availability.
I'm not going to say, even say the words. But you do have a bunch of freshmen who at DB who you've known for a while that you're going to have to probably count on them at times this year. Now that you're a few days away from that, and you got a bunch of those guys who are really close to playing significant snaps for you. Where are you guys at with comfort level in that group?
I'm going to challenge you guys not to say the word depth chart the rest of this. But we can ask any question, but let's not say the word depth chart. So there are some talented guys back there that's lined up back there. Those guys, they put on a show this August. I'm just going to be honest with you. They really came to work. They came ready out of high school. And those guys, they put the work in from the summer, Zoom meetings, and they put it on the field. And they have physical makeups, and they have football IQ that you cannot coach. And, they're going to be really, really, really good football players. And I don't want to go too crazy, but they're still going to be freshmen. They're going to make a mistake. They're going to miss a tackle. They're going to hopefully not blow a coverage. But you guys are going to like them in the future, I promise you.
Clayton, I'm going to flip it to Georgia State a little bit for you. Obviously, they're kind of known as a run-first offense. What have you guys seen on tape from them, and what do you think is the biggest challenge they're going to pose to your front?
Just to start with them, I'm very familiar with them. It's been my third time playing them. WKU was my last game actually against them. I'm glad I didn't get offered this job off the game. It was off the full body of work. But they're a good football team. The quarterback, Granger, really good player. The running back, Greg, and they have Williams at tailback, really good player. They're downhill, 227 yards a game. They have wideouts, and I think Creedle, is a wide receiver thrash, along with Dixon. Great makeups of guys who can get down the field and run, get in space. The tight end, Payne, other tight end, Laney's pretty good. I mean, Payne last year was a backup, so he's probably excited about his new expanded role. The offensive line is very experienced, 62, 64, 73, 79, and then I think the Eastern Illinois transfer. So he's strong as well. So it's a good club. It's a really good football team, and they're physical. They have a lot of pride, and so do we.
Not going to say it, but Boogie was listed there, but there seems to be a lot of quality guys behind him. How much of a luxury is it to have that group of interior players that you can swap in and out and not have to use up that kind of energy?
So when you play in the Southeastern Conference, you have to have mass because mass kicks. But, yes, so the more of those guys we have, the better off we're going to have a chance to play meaningful football in the month of November. Because it's a physical league. It's a physical 14 weeks, however we're finna do this thing. But mass kicks, boom, and you have it in November. That's the ultimate goal. But the more guys we have, the better off the Gamecocks are going to be.
Clayton, maybe this doesn't matter, but I mean, looking at last year, I think the defense was a group that, at least from the outside, I think a lot of people perceive might be a weakness. You guys come into this year, and it feels like, at least from the outside, this might be a group that can really help this team and keep you guys in some games and anchor this team. I guess just, is that something that, A, it gets discussed at all, and B, I guess just where do you feel like this defense is from year one to year two, and what is it about this group that you feel like maybe can give you guys some really good chances to win some football games?
The main thing about this group is that we want to make sure that we coach with a chip on our shoulder. I feel like every day I wake up, I have something to prove. And we're trying to give that mindset to our guys. We want the chip on our shoulder to be so big that you can't even turn around. Like, that's the mindset from day one. Like, we have something to prove. End of story. If you just have that mindset every single day, you can have good days, you can have ups and downs, but our mindset is, like, we have something to prove. And so that's how we kind of keep our feet to the pedal.
Kind of going off that, we heard a couple of players in here yesterday talking about being hard-nosed, kind of to set the tone week one. What kind of tone do you want to set as a defensive coordinator for week one ahead of a long season?
The main thing, really, every football is all about, can you get better? Or, can you find a way to improve on your last opportunity that you had? Like, obviously last year, you want to improve every single year, every single game. You want to get better. I think right now our guys, just as a coordinator, I just want to make sure that our guys understand the plan. We play clean. We get our hands on some footballs. We play together. Team defense, feeding off each other, flying to the football, making plays when they're stopped. And if it gets down to the fourth quarter and it's on our back, we come away victorious. Like, that's really, I care about the other stuff in the offseason as far as the stats and the numbers and stuff, but right now it's about getting as many W's as you possibly can.
Where does your shirt sit on your polo depth chart?
This shirt, I get this from Larry. Gave this to us last year. This is the first season press conference. I literally went through the thing and I actually said this is the one for the day. So to this week it was first in line. My closet's kind of color coded, so it was kind of easy to get to it. Yes.
When you've got two, this is kind of an X's and O's question, but when you got two wide receivers running a rub route or a pick route or whatever you guys like to call it, who's more likely to get picked? Is it the slot corner or is it the outside guy, or does it depend on the offense or what they're doing?
What's your name again, sir? Richard. That's a question. All right. That's the kind of question that football coaches want. That was decent. That was a decent question, but that's a question. That's a question. All right. So his question was, some of you guys that may not understand what he's talking about, that sounds like a mid-level question. So when two receivers are trying to pick each other, the guy that's on the inside is more likely the one to get bumped into.
Since you were looking over here when you said that, if you had to pick a third-team quarterback and put it on the depth chart for the offense here, who would you?
For what offense?
For South Carolina.
For South Carolina, if I was in charge of our quarterbacks? Yeah, there's not a third-team quarterback on their stuff. Bro, you're not finna set me up on that one, man. Come on, man. Me. I mean, I'll take it. It'd be me, man. No, 49. I lost some money on that one. My goodness, man. See y'all. Take care. Have a good one, man.